Two people sit down on the same night with the exact same debts and the exact same amount of extra money to throw at them. 1 year later, one of them is noticeably ahead, and it's not who you'd expect. There are two famous ways to pay off debt. One wins on a spreadsheet. The other wins in real life. And picking the wrong one for you is the reason so many people start strong, stall out, and quietly give up. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one to use. And it isn't always the smarter one. What each method is, which one the math prefers, which one human beings actually finish, and how to run yours starting tonight. Let's start with something that will take the guilt off your shoulders. Getting out of debt is not mainly a willpower problem. It's a strategy problem. Most people who stay stuck aren't lazy. They're just running no system at all. Here's the trap. When you have several debts, the instinct is to pay a little extra toward all of them at once. It feels productive. But spread across 5 balances, that extra money barely moves any single one. Nothing ever gets fully paid off, so you never feel progress. And progress is the fuel that keeps you going. Momentum dies, and so does the plan. Real quick before we go deeper, if this is already helping, don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up. It genuinely helps the channel keep making these. Both methods we're about to cover fix this with one shared rule, and this rule matters more than which method you choose. You pay the minimum on every debt to stay current, and then you throw every spare dollar at one target until it's gone. One focused attack instead of 5 weak ones. The Snowball and the Avalanche only disagree on which debt to attack first. The Snowball method says, ignore the interest rates. Attack your smallest balance first. Pay minimums on everything else, and pour all your extra money onto the tiniest debt until it's gone. Then take everything you were paying on it and roll it onto the next smallest. Watch what happens. The first debt disappears fast because it was small, maybe in a few weeks. You get a real win quickly. Then the money that was feeding it stacks onto the next one, so the next payoff comes faster, then the next faster still. Each cleared debt hands its payment to the one behind it, and the whole thing accelerates like a snowball rolling downhill. The snowball's real product isn't math, it's evidence. Every debt you kill is proof the plan works, and that proof is what carries people across the finish line. Its weakness is just as honest. If your smallest debt happens to have a low interest rate, you might pay a bit more in total interest than you strictly had to. The snowball trades a little money for a lot of motivation. The avalanche method says, ignore how it feels. Attack your highest interest debt first. Same rule, minimums on everything else. But every spare dollar goes to whichever debt has the highest rate, no matter how big the balance is. This is the method a calculator would choose. High-interest debt is the debt that grows back fastest. It's the leak doing the most damage every single month. Kill it first, and you starve the most expensive debt of time. Mathematically, the avalanche gets you out for the least total interest, and often a little faster overall. So why doesn't everyone just do this? Because your highest interest debt is often not your smallest, so the first payoff can take a long time. You can grind for months with nothing fully cleared, no visible win, and that silence is exactly where people quit. The avalanche is mathematically superior only if you actually stick with it to the end. A perfect plan you abandon loses to a good plan you finish. Here's the honest decision rule. If the gap between your interest rates is large, lean avalanche. The math is worth it. If your rates are all roughly similar, or you've tried before and lost steam, choose the snowball. The momentum is worth more than the small interest difference. And here's the part people miss. The best method is the one you'll finish. A snowball completed beats an avalanche abandoned every time. Don't optimize for the perfect spreadsheet. Optimize for the plan you'll still be running a year from now. Now set it up. 3 steps. 1. List every debt, balance, minimum payment, and interest rate. Seeing them in one place is half the battle. 2. Order the list. Smallest balance on top for Snowball, highest rate on top for Avalanche. 3. Automate the minimums on all of them and schedule your extra payment to the top of the list every payday. When the top debt hits zero, move its whole payment to the new top. That rolling payment is the engine. One quiet warning. As balances fall, protect the momentum. The moment a debt disappears, that freed-up payment wants to vanish into everyday spending. Don't let it. Its only job now is to attack the next debt. That discipline, done once, then automated, is what turns months of effort into a finish line. So, 2 methods. 1 shared rule. Minimums on everything. Everything extra on one target. The snowball clears the smallest balance first and pays you in momentum. The avalanche clears the highest rate first and pays you in math. Pick avalanche if the rate gap is wide and you know you'll stick it out. Pick snowball if you need to feel the wins. Then list, order, automate, and roll each freed payment forward until the last debt is gone. And notice what waits on the other side. Every dollar that was feeding your debts becomes a dollar that can finally start building your future instead of paying for your past. Getting out of debt was never really the finish line. It's the starting line. The same focused, rolling payment that killed your debt is the exact habit that builds wealth. This is education, not financial advice. The examples here are illustrative and simplified, and everyone's debts, rates, and situation are different, so please talk to a licensed professional about your own plan. If you want one simple place to watch your debts fall and your net worth climb at the same time, the free tracker in the description is built for exactly that. One more time, don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up, because every week we break down how money really works, no hype. And I want to hear from you, so tell me in the comments. Are you Team Snowball, smallest balance first, or Team Avalanche, highest interest first? And which one are you actually doing right now? Drop it below. I'll see you in the next one.